Hello everyone in Springfield, Ohio and beyond. Welcome to Cat Chat. I am one of the hosts, Chris Wallace, and
I am Zoe Bisdorf.
And I'm Jenna Linusars.
And we are Cat Chat. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Ladies.
Yes.
I was about to say, fellas, ladies, put your pinky finger to the moon. You know, whatever. But we've been listening to that song. We get pumped up before.
Shout out Bruno Mars. Watch some Cat Chat.
That's right. He's watching Cat Chat.
Yeah.
Tag him. Tell Bruno, check it out. We just
Bruno
gave him
Mars.
a plug.
Yeah, he'll know what's up.
All right,
yeah.
Oh, next guest appearance.
Yes. John Legend.
We never know. Well, hey, welcome. We've missed you guys.
Yes.
Welcome to February.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome. It's going to be pretty cold.
I know.
It's been cold. January was a mug, wasn't it?
Listen, January put me
cold.
through it.
It was
Yeah.
better. It was better. You had to make sure you had the extra wood in the fire. Had to keep the fire burning. Well, you city girl, though. You don't know about that. I'm a city boy. I don't really know
what you
about
mean?
that. I do have a
Anyway.
fireplace, though. Mm-hmm. What we got going on for the show?
Well, do you all want to do our district high five highlights?
Let's do
Yes,
it.
of course.
We always do it. Let's do it.
Okay, well, go ahead then, Christopher. Start us off.
Well, I got a high five I want to give out. And I can't wait to attend it. Once I heard it, I'm going to attend it. I don't know if I meet the age requirement or not, but I will be attending. It's at the Clark Center, our preschool.
Yes.
They have a ballet program
It's so cute.
for their specialized learning community. It's like once a week, I believe, once a week. And it is awesome. The kids get in there and they do the...
As best they can.
As best
And
they
then they
can.
go...
As best they can.
as best they can. And I'm going to be doing it with them. So look out for me. We're going to get some footage of that also, and maybe we'll show it.
You heard it here first.
Next episode. But let's give Clark Center and the ballet program a high five.
High five.
Yes.
All right.
So cute.
Okay, for our next high five, we want to high five the school mock trial. They are doing amazing.
As always.
As always.
As always.
The mock trial is always amazing.
They
at
won the
Springfield
state
High
champ last year, didn't
Yes,
Sure
they
did.
did. Sure they did. And hopefully
Defending
bringing
state.
another one home.
Back to back.
Yes.
Absolutely. They're killing it.
Yes,
I
they
I always
are.
love cheering for mock trial.
Me too.
That's dope.
All right. Well, I'm going to shout out our middle and high school artists.
Yes.
Because they were featured at an exhibit at the Springfield Museum of Art.
Okay.
They're always so awesome to bring our kids down and, find an exhibit, find a showcase for them to put their stuff on display. And so this was in partnership with Julius Bailey and his event. And
Dr. Julius.
Yes, Dr. Julius.
Shout out, Doc.
Our middle and high school artists got to go down there, have their space, and people got to come in, their families, and be on display.
I love
So shout out to them.
Shout out.
High five.
High five, baby.
And the debate team. We didn't high
Oh,
five
mock
them.
trial. High
Yeah,
five. Don't worry,
High
we didn't
five.
forget about you.
Yeah, I didn't forget.
Yeah, it's
Go,
okay.
baby.
Who you got for number 4? Since you're wearing that lovely shirt.
Speaking of which, Springfield High School Sign Language, congratulations to Mr. Nash, Arlen Nash. He won the Martin Luther King Award. I love Mr. Nash so much. I have had him since freshman year. He is such an amazing teacher, and he has done so much for the high school and the community, and especially for the deaf community. So shout out to Mr. Nash. So much love. This is I love you in sign language.
I was just about to say, how do we say I love you, Mr.
This is
Nash?
I love you in sign language.
How you do Mr. Nash? Can you do Mr. Nash?
So you would just spell his name. So this is N, and then N-A-S-H. Yes,
There it
Mr.
is.
Nash. Yes, Mr. Nash.
Yes.
There it
Love
is.
you, Mr. Nash.
Awesome
Yes.
job, Mr. Nash.
Yes, awesome job.
All right. Well, our last high five goes out to Lincoln Elementary because they had some officers from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources come in and read what else than everybody's favorite, Pete the Cat.
Love Pete the Cat.
Pete the Cat. And obviously talk more about their job and things like that. But I just thought that was cool because, how often do you get to talk to those officers and their job and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Pete the Cat was not in my era, y'all, so I'm trying to relate.
Right.
See, I loved
Was Pete the Cat in your era,
Pete
Zoe?
the Cat was lit and is still lit, so
Okay.
that's all right.
It missed us, Chris.
Yeah, Pete the Cat is amazing, personally. It was one of my
right.
favorite
Hi,
books.
Pete.
Shout out to Pete the Cat.
Shout out to Pete the Cat.
High five, Pete the Cat.
Good job, Lincoln. So that's 5.
That's 5.
Yes. But
But you know, I always want to add something.
Always gotta add.
I want to do a Super 6 shout out
oh,
to the
yes.
Super 6 man
Gasp.
of Cat Chat,
Yes.
Mrs. Q.
Yeah.
Mrs. Q, our number 1 fan.
Miss Q!
I love
you.
you. Shout out to you.
Shout out.
She's so excited. She comes up to me in the high school and says, "When is the next show? I can't wait for it. I love the show. I watch every minute of it. Keep doing what you guys doing. I love it." So, hey,
that's
you
awesome.
keep doing what you're doing and supporting and
Yes.
giving flowers to people while they are walking around on this earth. Shout out to you, our Super 6 fan of the month.
Yes. High five.
Yes.
High five.
With a
Thank you,
one.
Miss Q. All right. Well, that's everything.
Yes.
You guys send those things to the podcast email if you want free stuff.
We love free stuff.
Free
Got
stuff.
A little swag, some swag, something
know we
free.
always
Something
do.
free's coming.
We
Yeah.
always do.
Shoot it. How they do that?
Podcast at scsdoh.org. Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm slipping.
A little rusty for the new
I
year,
know.
huh?
It's okay.
The
it's
podcast
okay.
email, you've seen it. You've been there.
Yeah.
You know what to do. Get it done.
Yeah.
All right. Who we got on the show today, y'all? Who we talking to?
I can go first. We have the SHS BATS program, and they're going to be talking
Love the BATS.
to us about their projects and their goals and what they're doing to help SHS mental health.
Okay.
Help with their mental health.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
Love the BATS. Well, I have the acronym in my segment too. I have the WAC.
The WAC.
The WAC, the Wildcat Athletic Club.
Yes.
And get your trivia teams together because they're talking about their trivia night coming up
Yes.
in March.
Trivia
March.
night is coming up in
And I'm
March.
coming for blood. So
You're coming. Oh,
yeah, I'm not here to lose. So
let me get the recruit. Where's
Just
my
so
phone?
we know.
I'm gonna start recruiting as soon as we leave here. But I get to talk to Miss Kristen Collier from the Hagen Center at Wittenberg University. I work with her on a number of things, but it's going to be very interesting to see what it was like for her growing up as a North High Panther, and excited to do that.
cool.
Yes.
Another great alumni.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's get into it, everybody. February.
Yes, February. Let's go.
We'll be right back on Cat Chat.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Wildcats. It's me, Zoe Bisdorf, and today we have a very special group with us, the BATS. So, guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Emerson Bavian. I'm a sophomore at Springfield High School.
My name's Taylor Compson, and I'm a junior at Springfield High School.
My name is Abigail Cosby, and I'm a senior at Springfield High School.
My name is Jack Hill. I'm a sophomore at Springfield High School.
Hi, my name's Usaid Ashraf, and I'm a sophomore.
Okay, so can you guys tell me a little bit about your group and what you guys do?
Well, I'm the founder of the group.
Okay.
We meted at a regular BATS meeting. It's another larger group of us that we have. But we met and we were trying to talk about some projects we could do more small and more like locally. So I told everybody I was really interested in something located at my school. So I said I was really into mental health and things like that. So I was like, what if we started a group that was targeted at helping and strengthening resources? So I got together me, Abby, Emerson, and a few other students who have graduated, and we just kind of met randomly and then just started to start a little group.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. So did you guys all hear about BATS through Taylor or through your friends, or were you all kind of recruited from Taylor?
I heard about BATS through Emerson and Usaid.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard about BATS through Isaac Guest and then also our advisor, Beth Dixon.
Oh, okay, perfect. So what are some of your guys' projects that you guys are working on for BATS?
So we have a few action steps.
Okay.
For me, I'm most involved in creating or developing a different part of our app. the Springfield City School District app. It has a lot of information that would be really helpful for our students. And we're just working on adding more information about specifically our counselors and our health center so students can easily access the information to that. And then we're also planning on presenting to the students about how to use the app correctly because our main goal as a group is to create more awareness, and that's one way that we're trying to do that.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Well, I think it's really helpful to have the resources all in one place, especially in an app that is more permanent and can be updated. But we're also working on a display that will go in the cafeteria that'll have the school counselors, the mental health counselors, information about the school-based health center, and a bunch of different resources that we have at the school so that students can understand and know how to connect to those resources because they are amazing and people should know about them.
And another group that we're starting in the mental health task force right now is the peer mediation group. So it's basically a group of students that are getting together and are actually part of the mental health task force, and we're being certified in like peer counseling and peer mediation. And it basically started as we wanted students to talk. Sometimes it's hard for students to talk to adults about like the problems and like conflicts that they're facing. So we basically thought that if we could have a group of students that are willing to help and resolve those conflicts with other students, then it could be really great.
Wow, what you guys are working on, I feel like is going to be so resourceful for not only the students, but for the school in general. I feel like it'll have so many great aspects that'll add to Springfield High School. Can you guys tell me some of your guys' goals with doing these projects, or just some goals in general that you guys aim for at the school?
Well, so last year we conducted a survey that Emerson created, and we sent it out, and it was kind of the baseline of everything.
Okay.
We wanted to know what the students knew already. It was kind of like, do they know the resources? Do they know their counselor? So I think our goal at the end is to, whatever numbers were really low on said survey, such as like, do you know your counselor? Do you know someone who's depressed or anxious? We want to lower them.
Okay.
So I think that's one of our goals, but if anyone wants to say another goal that we may have.
I think one of our goals is definitely just allowing students to be more informed about what we have and the resources that we do have at our school available to them. Kind of like what Taylor said with the survey numbers, figuring out what students don't know, figuring out what students need to know, and trying to inform students about everything that they have access to.
Yeah, I feel like the peer-to-peer modeling that we do and like the way that we communicate things is more effective than just say like putting out something maybe on the website or somebody over the announcements that is not a student would affect them. It'll affect them differently. Ultimately, I think it reaches better if you're hearing a student telling you about it versus a staff member. You might feel a little more comfortable, and also it might stick with you better.
Yeah. And on our original survey last year, one of the main points that we wanted to bring up was the question of, would you know where to go if you were feeling depressed or anxious in the high school? And 2/3 of students said that they wouldn't know where to go. So especially this year with the addition of the health center and our really focus on introducing students to their counselors, we're trying to raise that and a lot of the other statistics. Like half of students said that they had a trusted adult. Well, we want to bring that other half of students that said they didn't up. So that's why we're going to create a new survey in the spring and send it out to see if we've improved based on the action steps that we've been taking.
Oh, that's great. I think it's so great that you guys take such responsibility and so much, I don't know, I guess like courage and power to make sure that students can speak up and talk about their problems, especially mental health wise, with mental health being like such a bigger issue. And today, I feel like it's great that you guys are adding these resources to the school so that the students can feel not only happier, but so they can have that bigger support system with them. Hey, I'm just kidding. Hey, so can you tell me about the grant that you just received?
Yeah, so I wrote a grant earlier this year, and it was for Leader in Me, which is the initiative that we have in the buildings. And basically, I wanted to focus on strengthening that counselor and student connection, ultimately, because I feel like counselors are a great point of contact for a lot of different things. And to not, like, the statistic that we're trying to up is, do they even know they're a school counselor? And so we use that data to then write this grant and kind of build a project to improve on that statistic. And upcoming, we're going to have an event in the lunchroom where we showcase posters that have the counselors, some fun facts about the counselors, a QR code that you can scan to register for an appointment, and just different things that are very useful to know. And then stuff about the health center, the school-based health center. We'll have some business cards that the counselors themselves will actually hand out at lunch so that people can meet their counselor face-to-face and know who they are. And then we'll have, different resources that the district and the high school also have for students that they may not know about, but we want to make them aware of those things.
Wow, Springfield High School is about to be number one, I'm telling you guys. So how have you guys grown, and what does it look like when you guys meet to discuss new projects?
Well, we started with, I think, 5 people,
Oh, wow,
and
okay.
we realized that, it was great. I mean, we all worked so well together, but, strength in numbers.
Yeah.
The more you have, the more ideas you have, the more fresh minds you have, and it leads to just, broader ideas. And we realized with only 5 of us, it was kind of hard to multitask.
Yeah.
So we started opening it up. We really wanted to make it more diverse, is what we wanted. We wanted representation. We wanted people to know that, it's not just me and Abby and Emerson. It can also be, our Haitian community and any other community that feels like they would want to join. But we also realized we needed to get adults. Children and kids and teenagers only have so much that they can do at times. So, we met with Jenna, who helped us create videos. We met with the Health-Based Center coordinator, Anita Biles, and we've met with a lot of other adults that have really helped us get our voice out.
Okay, so is there anything you guys want to say before we end the segment, or any quotes of inspiration you want to leave with the fellow students of Springfield High School?
I would just say, know that it's okay to talk about mental health. Mental health is a very stigmatized topic, and it can be hard to talk about it. But, the work that we're doing as a mental health task force, we're trying to make it easier to talk about it and let you know that you have places to go if you need help. So that's it.
Yes. We're here for you, Wildcats. We're here for you.
Yes.
Okay. Let's cut it. Yeah, boy!
Welcome back to Cat Chat, and this is our featured alumni segment. Today we have in this segment Miss Kristen Collier. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
And would you mind telling our viewers which school you were from? And of course, it wasn't Springfield.
Yes, of course.
Could have
Right.
been, but you're not there. You're not that old, right?
Right. Thank
So
you.
why don't you tell
Thank you for
us?
having me. I'm not that old. I'm feeling good already.
Yeah.
All right. So I am a 1988 graduate of
Okay.
Springfield North High. Panthers.
North
right.
High Panthers. Shout out
Yeah.
to the Panthers.
I had to, after many, many years, go down to the Champion City Guide and Supply and get the, North High Panthers T-shirt that they're still selling there.
They're still
But
selling it there,
Still
huh?
selling it there.
So
yeah.
you still got some red and blue. You're not all the way with the blue and
Right,
gold
well,
yet.
look at me, right?
Well, I get that. We're going to get to that. But right
I'm
now,
red.
we're talking
Red and
about.
blue, always. No,
You do have some blue and gold though representing
Oh.
Springfield.
for sure.
Okay.
And we'll get to that too, right?
Okay.
Why
yeah,
I'm
let's
connected.
get to that.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your high school times here, up the road at
Yeah.
Springfield North.
Yeah. Well, Jefferson, Roosevelt, Springfield North, right?
Okay, that's right.
None of those buildings exist anymore, but I actually moved to Springfield when I was going into the 5th grade. So I often say I am definitely a Springfield native because I
Absolutely.
feel like I grew up here in my most critical years.
Just made the cutoff point, 5th grade.
That's
All
right. If there's a cutoff point, I guess. Yes, I made it. And so, North, very influential experience for sure.
Really?
Yeah. I was heavy on the academics. I studied. I wanted to get good grades. But I also spent a lot of time in the gym. That's when I first started to figure out that I had a love for basketball. That was my focus. And then senior year, just on a whim, went out for volleyball, kind of try to, experience that a little bit, and actually went on to try to play volleyball in college, and then actually did play basketball for 1 year in college.
And what college was that?
Basketball was at Wittenberg.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I mean, gosh, the relationships. I mean, I feel like I would say a lot of my classmates certainly moved out of the area. I happen to be one that returned, but those friendships are so influential, and still, thank goodness for social media, like I'm still very, very much connected to a lot of my classmates.
Yeah, a lot of them are spread out.
Yeah, all across the nation. But a lot of us stay in contact, and I've actually had a few of my classmates send their kids to Wittenberg, and so that's been kind of cool to see that next generation. But yeah, I mean, North was it challenged me. Like, I definitely struggled in some classes, and Mrs. Klein's history class, no doubt, struggled for the C in that class, but no, certainly helps me in terms of, and just the exposure, right, to really understanding Springfield, and that whole experience led me to why I do what I do now.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to jump into that yet.
Well, Well, speaking of that, I know our viewers hear the last name Collier, and you said the word basketball.
Yeah.
Are you kin to?
I am not, but
Jason Collier.
I get that question a lot.
Jason Collier.
Yes, I mean, he was just a couple years younger than me, so I knew of Jason, knew of his career, followed him, had a lot of friends, obviously, that went to Catholic Central as well, and so but my daughter now goes to Catholic Central, and she loves that her last name is Collier, and it's the Collier gym. Yeah, exactly, right? Gives her a connection,
and that's very rare.
Yeah,
having the same last name and living in Springfield, Ohio.
And not being related.
And not be related.
No, right.
Very rare.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and fast forward to you're a featured alumni for a reason. And this is the time where I would like you to toot your own horn.
Okay.
And talk about some of the things you're doing and how you are connected with our community as well as the Springfield City School District.
Yeah. So graduated from North. Ended up graduating from Wittenberg, so stayed in Springfield for some time. Actually left for about 10 years and came back a little over 20 years ago. And because I got a job at Wittenberg, and so did my husband, but found a love and a passion for this place, for Springfield, when I was in high school. And specifically, even when I was at Wittenberg, I had an experience when I was out in the community learning about all the nonprofits in the community and all the good work that was happening here. And then, like you kind of said, people being related, I started to find that people were connected to people and working with each other and networking, and just was kind of, just in awe, obviously, in some of that work that people were doing. And I thought, this is really kind of cool. So I kind of pursued a degree after Wittenberg to get my master's degree, kind of focused on how do you connect colleges and communities together and do that work and for the benefit of all. And so that really was where my kind of love for Springfield, my connection to this community and all that was happening here, the microcosm that it is, the phrase that the great Warren Copeland used to say that, and that Springfield is small enough to deal with the issues it's large enough to have. And so that's always stuck with me too. And I wanted to figure out how to be a part of that.
Right.
So returned back to Springfield, moved to the city, started working at Wittenberg, and essentially for the last, 20 years, I've been connecting the campus and the resources, the students, in connecting them to the many nonprofits and like you, right? The Springfield City School District and many others that are doing amazing work and trying to find our little piece of how we help make this community thrive. So that's my work and my career and my vocation. I feel called to do that. And I really think a lot of that stems from, I love to read. I love stories. And I think this work, you're presented with news stories from people all the time of who they are, where they came from, why they do what they do. And that just keeps me really energized in the work that I do. So.
Absolutely. And Kristen, we have young viewers as well that view this. Could you talk about some of the major benefits from being in Springfield North High School, going to Wittenberg, what are some of the advantages of being locally enrolled in school? What were some of the advantages that would help you afterwards?
Yeah. I mean, well, relationships, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, the people, I mean, I still think of all the teachers, my coaches, all supported me, certainly on the court or in the classroom, but a lot of my teachers, you know, I was in relationship or being supported by them outside of the classroom in terms of helping me figure out what it is I wanted to do. So I think, and those relationships, a lot of those relationships are still present today. I think being connected to this community, you feel like you can be a part of something that makes a difference. I think that I've been to, I lived in Cincinnati, I lived in Columbus, and I actually felt really challenged in those communities sometimes in terms of feeling like, how do I make a difference here? How do I build relationships? I know when my family comes, who did move away from Springfield, comes back to Springfield, and we spend time together in Springfield, they're always like, how do you know all these people? You know, we go out to lunch, we see people. We're, go to the grocery store, we see people. And
anywhere you go is a family reunion.
Yes, exactly. So you just, I think for those I know who moved away, like in my family, I think that they see the kind of lifestyle that I have here and the support that I have here and the connections. And, there's a lot to be said about how that helps you professionally, your mental health. They say relationships and connections with others is one of the big things that keeps you healthy, both emotionally and physically. And so I think, I can't speak enough about what this community provides to me and my family. I certainly have, my kids have gone through the district too. And so I just think that there's just a lot of benefits to feeling like you can really make a difference here and really connect to people and have relationships with people.
It's awesome. One last good question I would like to ask you. And I ask all my featured alumni this same question. If the Kristen Collier today could go back to 1987 and talk to the young Kristen Collier, what advice would she give?
That is a good question. I would say have more confidence, believe in yourself, take more risks. I feel like sometimes for me, my anxiety or my fear of doing things prevented me from trying new things. And I look back on that and wish, oh man, I wish I had tried to do these things or tried new things or get out of my comfort zone for sure. And let's see, what else? I don't know. I feel like those would be the big things for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In terms of just, hey, you're going to be okay. Take some risks. And life will turn out the way that you hope it will. So, yeah.
Well, there you have it. Young viewers out there, older viewers out there, seize the day. Straight from Kristen Collier. She said, seize the day. Kristen, I want to thank you for coming on for this segment. And I appreciate you for everything you do for our community and what you continue to do.
Yeah, well, thank you for all you do with the Springfield City School District. And like I said, we're in partnership and we'll continue to be in partnership and working together. So
that's right.
Looking forward to it.
All right, folks, we'll be right back here on Cat Chat.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Cat Chat. For our Community Connection segment today, I am joined by familiar faces, Dr. Ron Gordon and Dr. Nikki Brown. The doctor's with me today.
Thank you.
And we are really excited because we're going to talk about a familiar topic, but an upcoming event that you guys can actually be part of. So, Wildcat Athletic Club, Exciting Times, has their first real event, real fundraiser coming up very soon.
We do, March 7th. It's going to be the first trivia night for the Wildcat Athletic Club, and it's going to be at the State Theater.
Lovely. Love a little trivia.
Who can resist a little trivia?
A little friendly competition amongst everyone to get this going.
Definitely. Community, district employees, alumni, you know it. And we're having everybody and anybody who wants to participate up to our 200 capacity, though.
Up to 200.
Space limited.
Exactly.
First 200 people.
Exactly.
So this is, again, a really exciting time because, as we have kind of built up to this moment, talking about the Wildcat Athletic Club, Nikki, you and Nettie were on here just a few months ago, back around homecoming time, talking about the Wildcat Athletic Club and, really what it is and its mission. Let's kind of go back to that in case people missed that episode, and kind of rehash for them, what is this group and really what is it setting out to do?
Yes. So the Springfield Athletic Club is an effort for the district to partner with community, including alumni and community partners, corporate partners also, and to come together and support the athletic programs, to fundraise and support coaches in ways that the district budget may not be able to support. To support our students in ways that they may not be able to have funding for opportunities to travel, go to state competitions and things that typically when using regular funding you wouldn't be able to actually support. And it also gives voice to the community and the alumni also. So there's transparency and communication. The community can be more engaged on what our athletic programs are doing, what their goals are. People are always interested in why don't we have updated stadiums and why don't we have updated seatings and why doesn't our gyms and facilities look like everybody else's? So that brings the community to the table. They can be engaged in those conversations. They can see where there is deficits in funding, and they can help to contribute to minimizing those deficits and seeing those goals and changes actually happen.
And so, Ron, since Nikki and Nettie were last on the podcast, kind of catch us up to speed about, what's happened with the Wildcat Athletic Club since that.
So we're rolling out a lot of initiative pieces. If you go to our website, to the district website, go into the athletic portion of the website, you'll find a new area where you can donate, sign up to be a member to the Wildcat Athletic Club. We are also, as I mentioned before, the Trivia Night is going to be our very first fundraising event. To get that out, we are excited about some of the apparel that's going to be part of the initiative of the athletic club. So there's a lot of growing pieces to it. But again, right now our signature event is going to be that Trivia Night on March 7th.
So I signed up for the Trivia Night, and I am working on my team. So if you're going to go, be prepared. What can I expect? I show up. What am I walking into that night? So
it's a little different than what you would normally see at some general trivia nights. So generally, from the ones I've attended locally, which are great, they're free. So you can come in and you'll have a team and you'll maybe win a little something or another at the very end. There is a cost, but this is for the kids. You have to remember that. So there is a $25 fee per ticket if you have a team of 8 or so, or 8 is what we're asking to limit it to. So you're looking at about $200 per table. We will have many donated items to give away for winners. The winner will receive a $200 back, or win $200, I should say. But we're going to have prizes for best name of a team. If you decided to decorate your table, come in with some decorations. Who has the best decorated table will get some prizes. There's going to be a 50-50 raffle. We're going to have silent auctions. There's going to be a lot of things that you can also win besides crowning yourself as champion of the Wildcat Athletic Club Trivia Night, first time out.
The inaugural winners.
Inaugural winners, yes. So, we're really excited about it. Ben Gunther, he is going to be emceeing us, and he works with the State Theater to do their trivia, and he's working on the questions and all that other stuff. So please, no one ask me what some of the answers are. I won't even know. Yeah, I will not even know. But a lot of it's going to be built around our Springfield community in one way, shape, or form. Many of the questions and things like that. So yeah, I would suggest if you're going to put a team together, make sure it's well-rounded. Yeah,
keep it diverse.
Keep it diverse.
Cross-generational.
Topic-wise. So
north-south combination.
Everything you can think of is going to be part of it. But as we get closer, I'm sure you'll be able to get some hints on different topics that we're going to be covering, just to make it more exciting for everyone they walk in the door.
So, I mean, it's really going to be a key way to get this thing going, and after this event concludes and, people are really able to see, hey, this is what the Wildcat Athletic Club is about and this is what they want to do. What might else people expect from the Wildcat Athletic Club in terms of fundraisers and events? What else is coming down the line?
We're working for a couple of signature events each year. I think one you might see in the fall is still in conversations to put it together, but an actual golf outing may be part of it. But there'll be little things along the way also. We want our, as Dr. Brown said earlier, we want to have our coaches, our parents, our student athletes to take ownership of those areas. So as they come with suggestions and ideas about how they would like to do some fundraising, we are going to have the Wildcat Athletic Club committee be able to be that direction, help them get those things off the ground, and we're going to be able to incorporate some corporate sponsors versus just, and I'm not knocking on any one of our fundraising activities, but we don't have to just go out and knock on doors to sell T-shirts or any type of candies and things of that nature. This is going to be one of those groups that we're going to all work together, and Dr. Brown mentioned earlier, this is going for all of our athletic department to enhance our uniforms, enhance our facilities, give even the pride that we have right now in what we do as student athletes or our student athletes, but enhance that as well.
How do you guys, or how will you go about making those determinations for how you allot funding once it starts to come in?
The best part about it is this is not a Ron Gordon thing. So I'm not deciding on any of that. We have a committee put together that will work with that. We'll work with our athletic department. We work with our district leadership. We'll make sure that those funds are in use and based off of need primarily, but then also what is it that we can do to make sure our student athletes have the best that they need to be able to perform, not only on the playing surface, but also in the schools as well.
Nikki, talk a little bit about how, this is really a club for anybody. I mean, you don't have to be a Ron Gordon. You don't have to be a parent. You could be anyone.
Yes. This is, well, let me first say this is not an advisory type. We don't come together, meet, and listen to report outs. It is a working committee. We are brainstorming ideas, as Dr. Gordon had mentioned. We don't have all of our fundraisers together. We are looking for people who have great ideas about fundraising, things that they've tried and have worked. We really want to engage our community, so we don't want to just sell popcorn to folks. We want to bring people in. We want people seeing each other, touching each other, feeling each other, being around. Well, I guess I shouldn't mean to a certain extent, but we want to be able to actually commune and fellowship with folks and raise money and awareness and also excitement around both the athletic club and our athletic programs and the future of our athletic programs. So yeah, when you choose to come on board, then bring your ideas, bring your talents. We're not looking for any particular age, any particular demographic. We want someone who is fired up and ready to work and make and prepared to do some transformative change within the district and the athletic program. I know a lot of people who have talked and have ideas of where they see the program going, and those ideas need to be shared with the district and athletic program, and there needs to be a plan. We'll put together a plan, and it could be that it's a 2-month plan on a well, you did a little bit more than 2 months on this.
It took a little bit longer than 2 months, but to your point, though, this is an idea that came along sometime early to late summer, early fall, and here we are now with the trivia night ready to kick off just months after that. But it was a group that came together. We discussed some items, and one of the other things I want to make sure we get out there is that if you aren't able to provide funding volunteers are definitely needed as well. We have multiple ways that you can volunteer your time, whether you have a student athlete in the district or not. There's always ways to get involved, whether it's on a committee, working our concession stands, doing any of those areas that they can help our student athletes, and you give back in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Well, what I really appreciate about this group is it provides that central hub, right? Because I feel like you have so many people who, just like you described, they want to help and they want to lend their assistance, but they don't always know where to look.
Yes.
And so this gives them a great place to have a direct link to say, hey, Wildcat Athletic Club, what do you need? I know I want to help, I just don't know how.
Right.
And so they can come right to you and ask.
It is, and it's what the committee's for. Is we gather information. I know Dr. Brown's talked to some former let's back up. Dr. Brown has talked about bringing in some of the people who've gone to school through the district, and now they're really excited about trying to be part of this because, again, they just didn't know how to get involved. Yeah. And so now we have a committee and groups of committee because it's broken down into communications, we have promotions, we have all ways that you can be involved, whether or not you're giving dollars or not.
What excites each of you most about where this could take us as a district?
I don't know. I think the most exciting part, so I come from a generation where Springfield was known for some of their athletic programs. And then we had meager means. We had Evans Stadium and a couple T-shirts, and then there was a Spirit Club, and there was hundreds of folks in the crowds, and the stands were moving, just that alone, and again, so that would have been 1984, and so that was my sister was in school, and I was then in middle school, and I could not wait to get to that level where I was. It's just the anticipation. And I feel like for the youth in our community, I'm excited to be able to generate an even greater sense of pride to be a Wildcat, and supporting that. They have so many distractions right now, and to give them an opportunity to see where their community, their parents, their community colleges, their industries, seeing those folks come together for their benefit, to see how much we want, our community to grow, and we want them to go to college, come back, and then be that person that invests back into the high school and the district programming. That's what I'm looking for, a culture shift, and I'm excited to see where culturally, as an academic and athletic program, where Springfield Cities is about to go.
I'm excited about eventually this is going to turn into an official booster club, to where it's out of the hands of the district, and we have capable, dedicated individuals who want to be the leaders of the school district and supporting the student athletes. Right now, based off of just general guidelines, we have to start it out this way. But I can foresee in the next couple of years that this is an official booster club for the district. And as Dr. Brown said, the excitement is not only amongst the community, but we have leaders from that community that want to take this over and make it even bigger than what we're going to start it out at.
Absolutely. Dr. Gordon, reiterate again where people can get the information, begin to donate, become members, because all of that is active for them right now.
It is, yes. So let's start with this donation. So you can go to the Springfield City School District website, and under the athletic tab, you'll see in there for Wildcat Athletic Club. You can choose 3 levels of donation, and you can also just sign up to volunteer. For the trivia night, you can go to multiple places there. You can go to the State Theater and go to their website and look up Wildcat Athletic Club, and you'll see the sign-up information there as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you again both for joining us again on Cat Chat, and we look forward to seeing you both at trivia night. Best of luck. Even though you won't be participating, but
I will not be participating.
I will. And I'm looking for a team.
Yes, I will not be participating.
Dr. Brown is looking for teammates. Send her a message. Well, thank you again both so much. And we're really looking forward to Trivia Night. You know where to find all the information, Wildcats. We'll see you in March. We'll be right back with more Cat Chat. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Cat Chat. Closing out February, y'all.
Yes.
It's over.
Closing it out.
Closing it out.
All right. So how much do you think we have to bribe Ron to let us in on some trivia questions?
I don't know. He's tough.
He's Loctite.
I think you better have some Los Mariachi, a big time gift
Los
card
Mariachi?
from
Is that what
Los
it is?
Mariachi. Yeah,
I can do that.
big time fan of that. So if you can drop a heavy gift card there,
I can do that.
you know.
Maybe ease your way into.
I'm whatever it takes.
But once you
whatever
do
it
that,
takes.
if you show up at trivia night,
And I will.
I'm telling. So you're going to get disqualified because I'm coming for blood too.
Okay. Anyway.
So, yeah, I'm snitching.
I mean,
I'm
perhaps we
telling.
should just make a Cat Chat trivia team, but okay.
Well, we could now if we're talking about doing this thing together.
We'll talk after the show. We'll talk.
All right. How interviews?
Mine went amazing. I loved talking to all of the SHS students about what they're doing to make the high school even better.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed talking to them.
I thought that they were such a driven group of
Yes,
kids. You know what I mean?
very driven and determined too, like about
Yeah.
what they want to do for the school and to make sure that the students have a proper support system and to make sure to know what's going around the school. I think
Such
it's
an
great.
eclectic group.
Yes, yes.
And I love seeing that with that eclectic group, each individual are confident in who they are, so you can see why that team is
so
very
great.
successful.
Yes,
you
yes.
know, when they go out and compete against other districts. I mean, that team is a team, but it's a bunch of individuals who work together collectively as a group, and I just love the whole vibe with them in the room.
Yes,
I
me
learned
too.
so much from them as an adult because, I mean, how often, do you and I think about things in our day to day as adults and we're like, oh, okay, that makes sense to us, but then it doesn't make any sense to the kids because we're not in those shoes and we don't walk in those shoes every day.
That's right.
And so sometimes it's just really good to hear from them and what they think, and like the light bulb goes off. You know what I mean? And that's happened so many times for me to hear from them about how they perceive things, and it's just changed how I look at things a lot. And it makes me want to hear from them and bounce things off of them, and want to get their input on things. So I really appreciate that group.
That's awesome.
Yes, me too.
Really enjoyed Miss Kristen Collier.
Yeah.
Didn't know she was a big time athlete at North High School. Basketball, volleyball, and I guess went on to Wittenberg and really addressed and made some great points to the youth about the advantages of attending Wittenberg because he went from North to Wittenberg and now is employed at Wittenberg. It was good to hear some of those advantages so our youth could hear, if they can't get out of state or get somewhere and might be able to get into Wittenberg, what kind of advantages that holds for them. So great job and looking forward to a great future with the Hagen Center in Wittenberg.
Yeah. Love that she's still here giving back.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Well, we're heading into the spring.
Yay!
Springtime.
Graduation.
Okay, now
Graduation, because I'm graduating too.
Yeah, we're young.
I'm graduating from OU.
Graduation.
Really?
Yes, my
Episode for
master's.
everybody.
Yes,
Yes, in May.
congratulations. Me too.
That's
Look
right.
at us, graduation buddies.
Graduates, turn to tassel time, springtime.
Springtime.
Our end of year episode will be so special.
That's right.
I'm going to cry probably. It's gonna be okay though.
All right. Well, let's not think about that.
Yeah. It's
Anyway.
okay. Happy vibes. Happy vibes.
Yes, let's not cry. I'm just playing.
We took the tissues off the table, so I can't give you none.
I don't have that.
All right. Well, I think that's it for all of us for this month. We will see you next month in March.
Yes.
Don't forget about trivia, and we will see you when we see you.
Peace.